Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. In every family's kitchen, the microwave oven is almost an indispensable appliance, from reheating food and defrosting to quickly preparing simple dishes. However, after a period of use, the inside of the oven easily accumulates grease and food splatters, causing unpleasant odors and making it unhygienic. So today, I will share with you a very simple microwave cleaning tip using only familiar ingredients like vinegar and baking soda. This method is easy to do, economical, and will help keep your oven much cleaner and fresher. Let's get started. First, I'll pull out the bottom tray of the microwave. This part comes into direct contact with food, so after some use, you'll notice it accumulates a lot of grease, food crumbs, and dried-on stains. If left for too long, it's not only unhygienic, but also easily creates an unpleasant odor every time you turn on the microwave. To clean this part, I pour a sufficient amount of vinegar directly into the tray. Vinegar is mildly acidic, so it helps soften stubborn stains and eliminates odors very well. Then, I cover it with a layer of aluminum foil to retain heat and help the vinegar vapor spread more evenly when heated. Then put the tray back into the microwave. Next, I'll clean the top rack of the microwave. I pull out the rack and place it in a bowl for easier handling. Then, I pour vinegar into about 1/4 of the bowl. Then add filtered water until the bowl is almost full. This dilution will help create enough steam while ensuring the smell isn't too strong. Once prepared, place the bowl containing the vinegar and water mixture back into the oven, then close the oven door tightly. Next, set the temperature to about 160 degrees and leave it for 10 minutes. During this process, the vinegar and water mixture will be heated, creating steam carrying the mild acidity of the vinegar. This steam will spread throughout the oven, reaching into every corner, softening dried-out grime, grease, and food residue. As a result, the next step of cleaning will be much easier and faster, without the need for vigorous scrubbing or excessive effort. This is a very important step because if done well, almost 90% of the stains will be removed beforehand, making microwave cleaning extremely simple and effective. After the timer runs out, I carefully open the microwave oven because the inside is still quite hot. I take the bowl of vinegar out first. Remember to be careful to avoid burns. Next, I'll temporarily leave the tray for later cleaning, and now I'll clean the inside of the oven first. Thanks to the steam from the vinegar, the stains have been softened, making cleaning much easier. I take a paper towel or soft cloth, then lightly dip it into the vinegar solution I just used. When cleaning, you should wipe each area from the outside in, then the sides, and finally the bottom of the oven. Doing so will help prevent stains from falling onto areas that have already been cleaned. In areas with a lot of grease or stubborn stains, you can hold the cloth in place for a few seconds to further soften them, then wipe again. You'll see the stains come off very easily. If the paper towel gets too dirty, I should replace it with a new one to ensure hygiene and a cleaner wipe. Additionally, don't forget to thoroughly clean the corners and crevices inside the oven. These are areas where dirt and grime easily accumulate but are often overlooked. Carefully cleaning these areas will ensure the oven is completely clean and free of unpleasant odors. After the first cleaning, use a dry cloth to wipe again, completely removing any remaining moisture and making the interior surfaces cleaner and brighter. Finally, check the interior surfaces by hand. If you find any sticky or unclean spots, wipe them again thoroughly. So, with just a few simple steps, the inside of your microwave oven is sparkling clean and smells much fresher. Next, we'll move on to cleaning the bottom tray of the microwave. This is where the most stubborn burnt-on food and residue usually accumulate. First, I'll use the same piece of aluminum foil I used earlier, crumple it up, and rub it on the surface of the tray. When scrubbing, you should scrub evenly, focusing on the burnt-on or stubborn areas. The aluminum foil has a moderate roughness, so it will help loosen the residue without needing to use too much force. After scrubbing, I'll see that a lot of food crumbs and residue have come off. At this point, I'll use a paper towel to wipe away the waste, giving the tray a preliminary clean before further cleaning. Next, I'll sprinkle a layer of baking soda over the entire surface of the tray. Baking soda is very effective at cleaning and deodorizing, especially for stubborn stains. Then I'll pour vinegar on top. When vinegar meets baking soda, it creates a slight bubbling reaction, helping to soften and loosen long-standing residue. I'll let this mixture soak for about 10 to 15 minutes for best results. After the soaking time is over, I'll use a scouring pad to scrub it again. At this point, you'll see the stains come off much more easily, without needing to scrub as hard as before. Finally, I rinse the tray with clean water, and I can rinse it again with warm water to completely remove the smell of vinegar and baking soda. So, the tray is now sparkling clean, brighter, and free of stubborn stains, making the microwave look much neater and more hygienic. So, with just a few simple steps and familiar ingredients like vinegar and baking soda, I was able to quickly clean my microwave without using harsh detergents. Stubborn stains, grease, and unpleasant odors inside the oven were effectively removed, making it cleaner and more pleasant to use. This tip is not only cost-effective, but also safer for your health, especially since we frequently use the microwave to heat food for the family. You can apply this periodically, about once or twice a week, to keep your microwave clean and functioning better. In addition, keeping your microwave clean also helps increase the lifespan of the appliance and reduces odors from clinging to food. Just a little time spent will make your kitchen much tidier and more hygienic. If you find this tip helpful, don't forget to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the Ruby Home channel to support me. I will continue to share more small but extremely useful tips for everyday life. Thank you for watching and see you in the next videos.